I'm Eric Stark, and I'm joined by Sunday News Penn State beat writer Mike Gross, fresh back from the Outback Bowl.
That's right.
Mike, as I'm watching this game, let's pull aside the Bolden transfer demand for a second. I'm watching the game, and I hear John Gruden, the announcer, say, well, Robert Bolden should get some time today, and I thought it made a lot of sense. Game goes on. McGloin throws 5 INTs, and I keep saying, where's Bolden at? Why didn't Bolden play in this game?
I really think that other than the 5 interceptions, I really thought Penn State outplayed Florida slightly. I mean, I think it was definitely a winnable game, and I think Bolden should have played a little bit more. You don't know, who knows what would have happened if he would have played. I mean, I think sometimes this stuff, people get carried away with this stuff, but yeah, there's no defending McGloin's performance. He was horrible, and I think he cost him the game. So that being the case, give Bolden a shot, a kid who has played, more than half the year as the starter.
McGloin could have had 8 interceptions in that game.
He really could have, sure.
Bolden has beat all the other quarterbacks twice in competitions, once during the summer and once more after his concussion against Minnesota. Joe Silver opened this up again. Beat him twice. What I thought Bolden was missing was a little bit of that game experience. He seemed like he got beat by some of the blitzes by Northwestern, wasn't seeing everything. And I thought, justly so, Joe made the switch to McGloin in the Northwestern game. But why Indiana? Why Michigan State? Why not Florida? Does he get some more game experience so that coming into this season, which everybody thinks is coming to 2011 season, Penn State should be pretty good. Receiver, offensive line, they should be pretty well stacked. My question to you, Mike, is the quarterback picture just as cloudy, or if not cloudier, this year as it was last year at this time?
Well, I think it probably is. Thinking about it now, it probably is a little bit less cloudy because at least you have names, at least you have people. I mean, we barely knew who Matt McGloin was a year ago. We had no idea anything about Bolden. And that's kind of what's weird about this is Bolden. I mean, if you'd like go back to last summer, if you'd have said to Robert Bolden, hey, as an 18-year-old freshman coming in here without even spring practice, without enrolling early, hey, you're going to play in most of Penn State's games. You're going to start in half of Penn State's games as an 18-year-old freshman. He would have said, yeah, I'd take that. I think it's an indication of the way Joe has kind of mismanaged this, that Bolden now feels like he's getting a raw deal and is apparently about to transfer.
Yeah, it looks like it now. Joe blocked the transfer. A coach can do that. What does that mean? What does that? I mean, yes, he's blocked, so he can still go, but he has to sit here. I don't want to get all those. What does that mean when Joe's saying he wants to block? Does that mean I made a mistake? I gave you a raw deal. I could have done better. I think you're going to start next year for me. Well, what does it mean in those regards?
I think very simply what it means is we don't have enough quarterbacks if you transfer. I think it's very bottom line from Joe's standpoint. I'm allowed to block this transfer, and I'm gonna, because otherwise we're worse off as a program.
Do you think he said to the Bolden family, you're going to have a great shot, you've beaten them out before, I made some mistakes? Or do you think it was that side of it, which, if I'm a parent, I'm not real happy about that.
Yeah, I don't think Bolden's father came away from the meeting very happy. Now, Jay Paterno was also in this meeting, and supposedly he was much more diplomatic and sort of conciliatory and urging him to stay and not transfer. And I don't think it's at all a final deal. Bolden may end up at Penn State, and certainly that's better for Penn State than the alternative. This is a fluid story. We don't know what the final verdict is.
And I think these guys beat out Kevin Newsom, but I think Kevin Newsom should have been on the field this year as well to see more what you have with this guy. I think they could have used him in a Wildcat setting, used him as a running back because of his future in the pro game. Probably be like a Michael Robinson, who's still playing football for Seattle. He's a 5-year veteran. Newsom could have been out there, and you could have thrown him a little bit with some throws.
Maybe,
but he's an athlete.
I just think in general, Penn State could have thought of this a little bit more as a rebuilding year. They did play a lot of people, some of it by necessity because of injuries, but they could have thought of this year. Some of the things you're saying are on the money. If they had, it's a rebuilding year. We're playing this year to get to 2011. Yep. I think that's a fair criticism. I think really Penn State could have handled this, and Joe could have handled it in that way, a little bit different, and we would not be having this mess that we're in the middle of right now.
We'd be a lot more excited as Penn State fans for the 2011 season.